I like my Apple Vision Pro because it does some amazing things, including putting a giant virtual display in any room of my home. But it's too expensive, too heavy, and it messes up my hair whenever I use it. So I ordered a set of Viture smart glasses. They promise to give you that same giant virtual display for a fraction of the cost. And that's true, but I'm not sure it's worth the compromises. At first glance, you could almost mistake Viture smart glasses for a regular pair of glasses. That is until you spent more than a second looking at them. But they have the form factor down, and they're surprisingly comfortable for a set of smart tech that you stick on your face. At least compared to the MetaQuest or the Vision Pro. Although up front, I wish these stretched a bit more. They kind of really hug my smallish head tight. This set is the Viture Pro glasses, and they promise a virtual 135-inch 120Hz screen. Out of the box, you can connect them to a phone, PC, or Mac. I also ordered a dock that lets me connect them to a gaming console and a Nintendo Switch mount, along with a Viture controller made by 8BitDo. The whole kit costs around $650, which is $150 more than a MetaQuest 3, but a fraction of the price of the Vision Pro. You can also find frequent sales on them, so I would look for those. I got the controller and mount free as a bundle, and the glasses at a reduced price, for instance. And if you do want to buy these, when everything is said and done, I'd suggest buying them from Viture's site. Not only will you find them on sale more often there, you'll probably get a better product. I ordered mine from Amazon, and what I received was clearly a used and returned pair. But let's talk about the glasses and what makes them special. Well, you get little miniature displays right in them. It's obviously hard to film this, but I'll try my best. Now, Viture promises you get what amounts to a 135-inch virtual display here. And as it happens, I happen to have a 125-inch, 100-inch, and 85-inch screen in my home. I can tell you by just lining them up, they don't really measure up to that 125-inch promise. But it's pretty equivalent to my 80-inch screen, and that's pretty impressive. The colors and clarity are also a lot better than you expect. That's partially thanks to a neat trick these glasses do. Tap this button and the outer glass swaps from clear to dark, like sunglasses. And with that dimming turned on, I can't even see my script anymore. And with that dimming turned on, the virtual display suddenly becomes very clear. It's a lot like turning the lights off when you're using a projector. Viture and other smart glass companies sell outer shade covers to accomplish the same effect, but it's totally unnecessary here, unless you want to make your glasses look interesting, I suppose. For comfort, you have nose bridge choices, one of which you can adjust. You'll need to try them out because the nose bridge determines if the display actually sits in front of your eyeballs or just above or below. And if you look above into the side of my head, you'll see a reminder to subscribe to this channel. Hit that if you want to get more tech news and reviews, like this repairable phone I've been using for the past few weeks. On their own, these glasses are glorified displays that you slap to your face. They don't have a computer or smarts of any kind. That's where the USB-C port and optional accessories come into play. With just the USB-C cord, you can plug them into your phone or laptop, assuming you have USB-C ports on your device. Throw in Viture's apps and you suddenly get some smarts. Let's start with the phone version. Plug your glasses into your Android or USB-C iPhone and all you get is a mirrored display. But open that Viture Spacewalker app and you get a full-blown interface. Now you don't get head tracking unless you pay extra for a dongle, which means the display doesn't stay put. It follows whenever you turn your head, just as though you duct tape the monitor to your face. In the app, you get a live news feed, which launched by default on my first try with some terrible news of the day. I didn't like that at all, along with a smattering of other apps. If you have an iPhone, you can look at spatial display video, though you'll have to press and hold the dimmer button to get the 3D effect. And for navigating, well, you use your phone like a laser pointer. It's as weird as it sounds. Plug the glasses into a PC or Mac and you get a mirrored display you can't use at first. But again, install that Spacewalker app and you get more options. Namely, you can choose what kind of virtual monitor setup you want to use, like an ultra-wide panoramic or 3 side-by-side displays. But here's where things fall apart a bit. First, if you want to use this with a desktop or Mac Studio, you need to connect to USB-C ports that are fast enough to handle the video needs. The front USB-C ports on my Mac Studio won't work. And then you have to deal with a pretty short cord. I have to turn my Mac Studio sideways just to make things work. But square that away and launch the app, choose a monitor setup, and you have a digital display. Again, it's not as big as you think it's going to be. If you choose the ultra-wide option, you can't even see the entire interface at once. You have to look left and right to get to the rest. The same goes for the multi-monitor options. The best one, in my opinion, is the plain single monitor, which means this is best for using with a laptop, not replacing your nicer at-home monitor setup. One nice thing is that you do get some head tracking in this mode. You center your virtual display and look left or right, and it will actually stay put like real monitors or the virtual displays in a MetaQuest and Vision Pro would. But the text is too tiny for my liking. It left me wanting to just use my larger monitors. Being able to adjust eye focus on each individual lens does help, but not enough. And of course, if you have the dock or the neckband I didn't buy, you can use the glasses to connect to your game console or stream content. The neckband primarily serves as a streaming solution for movies and cloud gaming, but I didn't get to test that. The dock lets you connect anything with an HDMI port or to your Nintendo Switch, along with 2 sets of glasses. Now I know what you're thinking. The Nintendo Switch is USB-C, but it doesn't support display out by default, so you do need this dock to work with the Switch. And the dock acts as a battery too, which is pretty handy when you're gaming on the go. This is the best idea for these smart glasses in my opinion. I can see using these when you have a TV available, but you'd like a bigger display to work with. And if you're anything like me and like to lay back while playing the Nintendo Switch, it's nice not to worry about dropping it on your face. I honestly enjoyed my time gaming on the glasses, though it did eventually hurt my eyes. And if you want a game, you'll want to buy the Viture game controller. It's essentially a rebranded 8-bit Bluetooth controller, but that's a good thing. I like the way it looks and it works really well, but you still don't get any true augmented reality features with these glasses. It's just the equivalent to slapping a big TV to your face, even with this dock. And that's ultimately my problem with the Viture smart glasses. It's a huge investment to get the most out of them, and you have potentially better options, like just get a good monitor, or buy a MetaQuest, or an Apple Vision Pro. Okay, that one costs way more, but still, you get my point. At least with the MetaQuest, you get access to augmented reality features and VR games. And while these are technically more comfortable, they hurt my eyes, so I find I still can't wear them for long. The best argument for these is that you can take them with you on a plane or in public more easily. And that's true, although you won't be walking around with them on. Even if you could use them that way, they'd obscure your vision too much, and I think you'd still look kind of dumb. Basically, it's an awful lot of money to pay for something with very little use. And don't even think about repairing them if they break. That's not happening. It doesn't help that I still don't find these a good fit. These stems really are very tight on my small head. Watch how they stretch out. None of these nose bridges, by the way, do the trick. This is as close as I can get, and that's probably why my eyes are hurting after 15 minutes of use. So my final verdict, you can pass on these, and I'll be sending mine back. But if you have money to burn and you want to try some smart glasses, Viture's entry is probably as good as it gets, although I'd like to try out X-Reals. I hope you enjoyed this review. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of my upcoming reviews, like a new podcast mic and some unreleased prototype hardware. Until next time,